Are you looking for ways to rekindle the love, connection, and intimacy in your marriage? Listen, I realize that over time, those things can easily dwindle. It's not because you don't love one another. It's not because you don't care. It's just because life can get busy and things begin to happen. And next thing you know, there's a disconnect, a distance between you and your husband. So today I just want to share with you 3 things you can do to re-engage with your husband in a way that sparks the connection and the desire for intimacy. Listen, I realize that depending on how long you've been married, there may be some bigger issues like resentment or hurt and pain and anger that could be causing you to withhold or withdraw from your husband. Right now, I'm not going to address that because I believe if you start doing these 3 things, you can then set a platform, an environment where those things can be addressed. Listen, as a wife and a woman, I know that life can be challenging and that particularly if you're in different phases of marriage. So let's say you're early in the marriage and maybe your children are still young. As a wife and a mom, we tend to put all of our energy and our desires on the kids and everything that needs to be done. We get overly focused and stimulated on the responsibilities, not because they're not important, they are important. But what we can't do in that is sacrifice the marriage because of all the responsibilities and the overwhelm. When I'm sharing these 3 strategies, see where it fits for you. See if there's something that maybe speaks to you that you may be doing that you can make the adjustment on. And because this is for wives, I'm focusing on how, as women, we can make this shift and change. I'm not saying he's not responsible, nor am I saying there aren't some things he could be doing. I'm just not talking to him right now. I'm talking to you. So the first thing, let's shift our energy from fixing to flirting. This is what I mean. I get it. When we're busy wives and moms, there's a whole lot around the house that needs to be done, things for the children that needs to happen, just day-to-day responsibilities. And it can feel like you're in it by yourself, but you're not. Sometimes the reason we feel like we're in it by ourselves is because we have this set way in our minds on how things have to be done. And so because we think I'm the only one who can do it right, we take on all the responsibility. But when we do that, now we are growing anger and resentment towards our husbands because you may perceive that he's not helping you. Here's the thing. Does his help have to look the way you need it to look? Or does the task just need to be done? So instead of trying to fix him, instead of trying to tell him how he should do it and the best way to do it and you're doing it wrong, instead of focusing on that, move into flirting. Remember what it was like when you first got together, when it seemed like he could do no wrong. Tap back into that part of who he is. Remember the loving, kind, supportive, handsome man that you fell in love with. And then use your energy, your flirting energy, to maybe encourage and inspire. But some of the ways you can begin to flirt is make sure, like when he comes home or when you guys are there together and no one is around, play some music and maybe dance together in your living room. May feel strange, maybe it's something that you don't normally do, but do it anyway. Instead of throwing on that old comfortable t-shirt to sleep in, find something pretty to sleep in. It doesn't just make him feel good about what you're sleeping in. It makes you feel good about it too. So that flirting energy comes back. And so now maybe there's opportunity for hugs and cuddles where normally you're just such in a haze that you just jump in bed and go to sleep. And then another thing that you can do is write a little love note, a sticky, to give him on his way out the door or put it in his car just to surprise him. We want to keep the love energy going because life is overwhelming. Life can be over-consuming. Responsibility and kids, absolutely. But as a wife, you know you desire connection. You know you desire the intimacy and the flirtation. But maybe your focus is so much on everything that he's doing wrong or all the things you need him to do that you yourself are not showing up the amazing woman that you are in your feminine energy to be able to get those things done. Because listen, when you show up from your feminine energy, I promise you all the things that you think are overwhelming, he'll be more than happy to help you with. But even more important than getting the things done, it's so much more important that you all stay connected so that you're doing life together, that you're facing these challenges from love and connection and contentment with each other instead of being against one another. So here's the second thing you can do. The second thing I want you to do is start speaking to his heart and not his habit. Again, as women, we can get so overly consumed about the right way and the wrong way. What he's doing wrong around the house, the things that he's not closing, leaving open. So one of the things in my marriage that when I first got married, and even now, I've been married for 27 years, been with my husband for 31, Andre will leave a cabinet open. If he, no matter where he is, now it's funny. It used to drive me crazy. It used to irritate me. If he goes into the kitchen, I could tell everything. He got a glass, he got a plate, he got some silverware out because the drawer isn't going to be closed, the cabinet is going to be open. In the bedroom, if he takes something out of the dresser, he's going to leave the drawer open. It's just it. So I can get fixated on, you have bad habits. You're always leaving things open. I can't believe this. Or I could just close it. I get it. It's one more thing for me to do. But guess what? When I start shifting and recognizing that, let me speak to his heart. And ladies, what we have to understand about a man is they were created for honor and respect. And the reason we know this is because God is so kind in his word that he told us how to get to a man's heart instantly. He said, wives, respect your husband. So respect can show up in different ways. For a man to feel respect, he feels appreciated. He feels validated. He feels honored. So have you ever just thought to say, babe, I really appreciate all the hard work you do, going to work every day to take care of the family. Listen, I know some of you all that think, but Caneisha, I go to work too. Absolutely you do. Wouldn't it be nice to hear someone tell you, I really appreciate that you go to work? So give what it is you want. Give what you want. Validate when he does take out the trash or wash the dishes or make the bed. Validate the one thing that he's done well, right, that you would appreciate that he did. Even if he left 20 things off the list that he didn't do. Really lift up the one thing. I remember years ago, for years, I've worked from home or, maybe we'll leave out of the house after Andre. So I was always the one making the bed, which made sense because I would get out of the bed after him. But this particular morning, I had to be somewhere super early and I was out of the bed first. And Andre made the bed. And I was so excited and was so appreciative that he made up the bed simply because I didn't have to that morning. I was like, I really appreciate you making up the bed. Later in the day, I was like, I really appreciate you making up the bed. And I wasn't saying it with any intent in mind, in the sense of like, I didn't have a motivation trying to get him to make up the bed all the time. But simply saying to him how much I appreciate him making up the bed. Till this day, Andre makes up the bed every day. Obviously, if I'm not in it. But even if I'm in it, he makes up his side of the bed. Why am I sharing that story? Because so many times, ladies, you're trying to get your husband to do something. And if you would just pour on the appreciation and the validation that he did do it, that you did notice it and that you appreciate it, he would do the thing more. So instead of knocking him down for you still leave the cabinets open, I just close the cabinets and I say, thank you for washing the laundry. Thank you for keeping my car clean. Thank you for mowing the grass. Look at all the things he do. If I was just to focus on, I can't believe you're still leaving the cabinets open. I don't care about the cabinets. I don't have to do the laundry. I don't care about the cabinets. I don't clean my car. I don't have to vacuum it. I don't have to cut the grass. So learn to be appreciative of the things he do. And I promise you, he may just find more things to do. But in that appreciation, in doing that, like seeing him and validating him, guess what that's going to do? It's going to keep that connection going. It's going to help build that intimacy between you all. He's going to feel seen, and now he can create space so that you can be seen and heard as well. Give what you want, and 9 out of 10 chances you'll get it back. So if you're on the other side of this video and you're watching and you're thinking, Caneisha, you don't understand. He doesn't appreciate me. He doesn't. Give what you want and watch him give it back. Lastly, love him in his love language. Listen, we all have heard by now the 5 love languages. But as women, we can, again, get overconsumed with life, responsibilities, the kids, and honestly, our own needs. And so because we can be so focused on, well, I'm not getting what I want, and he's not doing this for me, we will not give out the very thing that we want. And so then you can begin to have, when his heart is softened and you're speaking into his love language, now is when you can ask for those things that you need help with. Baby, it would really help me so much if you could do these certain things around the house. It would help me so much if you could be home to help with the kids doing this. How can we work it out so that I don't feel so overwhelmed? But start by speaking to him in his love language. And then also making sure you speak to his heart, meaning speak those things of appreciation and not his bad habits, then I promise you, the rekindling will come back, the connection will come back, and then he will feel safe enough to think that he can begin to please you again. Because once a man feels like nothing he does matter, no matter what he does is not enough, you don't see him, you don't appreciate him, and everything he does is wrong, he's going to withdraw. And now you're going to complain that he never talks to me. He's not around. He doesn't do anything. He comes home and he just goes to his own little office space or room. When a man is hiding out in a space in your home and he won't be around you and the kids, it's because he's gotten the message that nothing he does is good enough. He can't ever get it right. And who wants to be in an environment where they feel like they're constantly doing everything wrong? Something as simple as maybe even pouring your kids their juice. You may give him instructions on how to do it. He's an adult man. No man wants to feel controlled or to be told how to do things. Remember, you're not his mother. You're his wife. So find your way, get back into your feminine energy, and learn how to pour into his emotional needs of appreciation. Learn to speak his love language. And then learn to flirt and not fix. And I promise you, you'll see a difference in your marriage. Listen, do me a favor. When you see that difference and when you apply these tools and strategies, come back into the comments and let me know. Send me an email. But if you're the wife where you're so upset and you're hurting, you think, Caneisha, you don't understand because maybe you have a lot of resentment, or perhaps you think there's no way I can communicate with this man and he's tapped out, or I don't know how to get him to open up again. Reach out to me, book a call. It's a free call. I offer classes that will teach you strategies and methods so that you can reignite the love in your marriage. You do the work. I promise you, you can do it by yourself and get him to open back up. You will be amazed at the power you have as a wife and a woman. Check out my video titled God, Woman, and Wife to find out just how powerful you are.